PSG booking a place in this year's Champions League semi-finals with a 2-1 win over Atalanta. But boy, did they make hard work of it. 1-0 down for much of the game. The 2 goals, though, coming in injury time, enough to see Thomas Tuchel's side through. Don Hutchison, Frank Leboeuf and Craig Burley with us. Craig, just overall, this was such a tense game.
Yeah, it was a great game. It's what the Champions League quarter-final is all about. I don't not agree with the one-game knockout. It is because of the pandemic. But we have the 2 games knockout for a reason, that it gives the other team a chance to come back. But I suppose, in some sense, it made it even more tense because everything was on the line tonight. But I said on yesterday's show, I think when you took all those names out of the PSG team sheet and you left Mbappe on the bench because of the fitness, when Atalanta looked at it, they would have thought, no fear. Really no fear playing this PSG side because it was only Neymar that was carrying them. But boy, they came so close. Little old Atalanta, who have been absolutely magnificent this season, but they're out on their feet at the end. And in some sense, the changes came for Tuchel's side, and that was enough. But it was pretty desperate near the end.
What a difference 6 minutes makes, pretty much, Frank, in football, because with Atalanta, with that lead going into injury time, you just can't imagine the headlines from L'Equipe and others around the world, yet those 2 goals just changed the whole rhetoric.
Yeah, it would have been a nightmare in France tomorrow for the Parisians to read the newspapers or watch TV, because they've done everything to be hammered at the end of the game, but they came back and they got the win by some luck, by details. Remember that Navas has to be substituted by Rico, but it takes so much time that Tuchel puts Choupo-Moting in at the same time that he puts Rico on, and they would have changed. At the first place, Rico, it wouldn't have allowed Choupo-Moting to come in and to score the winning goal. So that's football. That's the craziness of football. But overall, I don't know who deserved to win that game, because I think Atalanta did what they had to do, as Craig said, with no fear, with all the talent that they showed this season. But they started to be scared when Mbappe came in and it started to drop and didn't play like Atalanta used to play. But at the end, the other side, Neymar has a great chance very soon, early in the game. Then another chance in the first half with his left foot, and it seemed to me that nothing will go right for the Paris Saint-Germain until the last 3, 4, 5 minutes of that game. It was an exciting game. It was a fantastic game. It wasn't a perfect game, but football, if it's perfect, is boring. And we love mistakes, we love tactics, different tactics, and it's what we had today. And at the end of the day, Paris Saint-Germain go through. I don't know if they deserve it, and Atalanta will go back to Italy. That's football.
It is indeed. How on earth do we assess Neymar's performance in this game, Don?
I thought he was brilliant, Dan. I really did. I thought his build-up play until he got into the 18-yard box, I thought he was sensational. His finishing was obviously way off tonight. He missed a really bad chance in the first half. But I didn't see a Neymar that sort of caved in. And normally over the years, when it's not going right for Neymar, he tends to then look around and blame everyone else. I saw a different guy in Neymar tonight, where he carried the fight on right until the end. He won't get credited for the assist for the last goal, but he played a brilliant pass to Mbappe, who then squared it for Choupo-Moting's tap-in. But I saw a player and I saw a performance in there, Dan, and I thought was quite exceptional, apart from the finishing. Now, people will say he missed easy chances, and that's factual. So you could levy that at him. But I just saw a fight in him. I saw someone that's desperate to win the Champions League. I saw a player that was desperate for his team, and that's the most important thing. When you look at PSG, and we all talk about PSG as being individuals, I saw something in the team tonight, but more so in Neymar.
I get a feeling, Dan, if PSG had gone out tonight, you were ready for a Neymar bashing.
Well, not necessarily. The weird thing is, because he was brilliant. He was the only one in PSG who really did anything.
No.
But then you expect the most expensive player in the world to be able to score those opportunities that he had.
I wouldn't say, I get where Don's coming from. I wouldn't say ultimately brilliant, but, we can criticise his finishing in the final third. But I agree with Don in some sense. He just kept plugging away. And some of the things he did in the first half were excellent. Clearly, the finishing was poor. But you could have thrown that mud at Mbappe when he came on, albeit he's not fit. the finishing wasn't quite there. He was through one-on-one on the left foot, and he waited and waited. The one thing I would say, and this all sort of turns on its head now because PSG won, was Neymar apart. Name me another PSG player in the first 45 minutes that did anything. And I mean anything. And you're going
Navas.
to struggle. Oh, well, yeah, Navas. But, you know, and what happened was when he went through and he missed those chances, it was poor. But the one that he went through on the left-hand side and he tried to square it for Icardi did nothing for him.
He looked way off, Craig, didn't
movement.
Icardi looked way off it, him and Sarabia.
Yeah, he never even made a run-down for Neymar when he went through. And I thought they were so poor. And Atalanta did what Atalanta do. Whenever PSG had the ball and tried to play out, they got 3 or 4 players and they pressed. And they got 3 or 4 of those blue jerseys around the ball and they swarmed it. That's what they do. But in some sense, what they do well is also their Achilles heel. Because when they did pop it around them with a quick pass and then launched it in behind, they were caught wide open. And as Frank said in the open, they went away from that as the game wore on because it was getting later in the game and then they were bringing the big hitters on. And the fear was that 40 yards of space in behind for Mbappe to run into because you know it's going to happen. And so it was only natural, Dan, that they dropped into those deeper areas. And once you drop into the penalty box and once you give up that possession and your forward guys get tired, then it becomes a battle until the end. And they couldn't quite get it done.
That's the difficulty, Dan. When you look
I
at
have to say something.
Gasperini. Sorry, Frank. When you look at how the game was going for Gasperini, he wasn't trying to hold on towards the last half an hour of the game. He actually put Muriel on up front with Zapata. So he actually sort of semi-went for it because he knew if he just dropped off and give Neymar license and he give Mbappe to get in behind, they were going to cause trouble. So they were sort of semi-going for it. And we've all played the game. And the dynamics of the game, once you start looking at that clock and you're Atalanta and you see you're 5 minutes away from a win, there's no way then you're going to try and attack for the second. You're then going to go into your defensive shape and you're just going to try and hang on. It's the dynamics of the game. It happens, and I feel desperately sorry for them.
Yeah, that I agree with you guys, and it's not only Gasperini who decided that; it's also the dynamic, as you said, Don, of the game, where the fatigue and also the fear of the 40 yards behind them pushed them to draw back. And I said that because I think I felt it that they wanted to conserve the goal and not to score another one, and because they were so scared of being caught in counter-attack. But I want to go back to Neymar. As a former defender, if you are a defender and you make 45 minutes where you save everything, that you're absolutely fantastic, but you make 2 huge mistakes, what the people are going to say? That you are crap, that you put your team down. Now go back to Neymar. Neymar had a great investment in the game during the first half. But why do we pay in Paris Saint-Germain Neymar? Why we hired Neymar in Paris Saint-Germain? Because we want him to make a difference. When he's in front of the goal, after 6 minutes, he has to finish the job. Ronaldo will have finished the job. Messi will have finished the job. We expect Neymar to finish the job. Yes, he had a good 45 minutes taking on players, but do we pay Neymar to take on players or to score goals and to make a difference? He didn't do the difference, so therefore, I'm sorry if I have to make a statement, Neymar wasn't good during the first half. He didn't do what we expect from Neymar.
Who else on the pitch, Frank, who else on the pitch could have provided that ball for Mbappe to then cross to Choupo-Moting for the tap-in? It was only Neymar that could ever provide that pass for PSG.
Yeah, but that's what we expect from him. I mean, it's not. It's something he's able to do, and it's why we hire him. It's why the club pays him so much. But it's only what I expect from him. We know that something can happen fantastically from Neymar because he's a fantastic player. But we have to make a statement. Did he do what he had to do the first half? No, because he missed clear chances. Not only the first one, but with the left foot. Do you expect that from Messi and Ronaldo? Would you have said that they are fantastic if they missed clear chances like that? It's just a question mark. And would you do the same? Would you say the same thing from defenders if they would have done the same mistakes defensively. No, you would have said, no, they're very bad.
Yeah, but that, you know, when you miss a chance, Frank, it's poor finishing. When defenders make a mistake, it's just awful. You know that. It's a bit like a goal.
That's it. That is what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear that.
Well, yes. Well, it's a bit like a goalkeeper, isn't it? You know, a goalie makes one mistake, he's on the back page, and, you know, a striker misses 5 chances, and it's, well, he'll score the next one. Here's the deal, and we were talking about it before we came on air. You know, and going back to that, we've bashed Neymar before, but at the end of the day, you're right. You're right. You should be scoring. These things happen. I just think the supporting cast was average. I mean, at best, in that first 45. It wasn't until the big hitters come on, they're not quite fit Mbappe and the rest, the other guys that come on, and I say big hitters, but it was just the changes, and things looked a little bit better. Let's go back to it. And listen, this is the draw. And Man City have the same at the weekend of Lyon, right? Not the big hitter of the Champions League. If this had been one of the big hitters tonight, and this is what Tuchel can thank his lucky stars for, they'd have been out. They'd have been out. So we may see a different PSG if he gets all his players back. We'll see. But the worry for me is, in this small budget of Atalanta and the huge budget of PSG, we saw what a real team looks like. With inferior players, with an inferior squad, with a hugely inferior budget. They had a purpose about them. They know what they do. PSG are reliant on individuals. And when individuals have an off night, PSG have an off night. That's the worry for them. And that's why I think Thomas Tuchel, at the moment, is riding the wave of some big hitters coming on and getting them over the line.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.